Hey guys, welcome to a recap of Big Brother episode 14. And I'm gonna have to call this Jared, what are you doing? I feel like Jared is so close to exposing that him and Siri have a special relationship, special alliance that no one in the house have yet to understand, with a side to maybe some people who have a little bit of a clue of what's going on, not including Izzy. Okay, so let's get into this episode. This episode, I felt like so many things could have gone wrong. I was just waiting for it to just fall and crack. So, last where we left off in the Big Brother house, Matt was the winner of a special power to either save two of the house guests, one of the house guests, or save it till next week. But he decided that it would be best to use it to save Jag from elimination, from an eviction between him and Blue. Now, it's interesting how this episode sets up because we are under the understanding that Matt only told Siri of this deal. But what we learn is that Matt pulled Jack to the side to let him know that he was the winner of this secret competition and that the power is to save someone from off the chopping block or save it till next week. Now, Jack was so grateful that Matt was even deciding that to use this power on him. Now, there was a key point that Matt emphasized was to keep this a secret because only Jag knows and Siri knows. No one else knows that, first of all, Matt won this secret competition and what his plans to do with this power. So Jack, of course, is over the moon, happy, thrilled of this whole situation. Of course, Blue is very excited that her bestie stays into the house. And interesting enough, they have a special conversation in which solidified them as an alliance. Blue feels that she could put all her trust into Jag, and Jag could put all his trust into Blue. Now, it seems like to me that Blue may question her alliance with Jared because apparently Jared has a special secret alliance that he cannot necessarily say, but it kind of shows a sign to Blue that, maybe she is not his number one as maybe he could be to her. So what she's looking for is someone who is truly going to be loyal to her. And she sees like from out of all the people in the handfuls, she feels like she could really trust Jag, or at least that's what it seems, because she looked at him in a certain way, but I'm like, maybe she's playing him, who knows? But this is a game, you got to play the game. So, of course, Jack is super grateful of Matt. He feels like he could really trust Matt. And knowing that the only person who knows this information is Siri, he goes and have a talk with Siri and is super grateful and super happy that, she was even backing this decision. Yeah, you guys. Now, of course, this wouldn't be an episode if we didn't have Izzy wanting to win so badly the next HOH competition. Now, the reason why she really wants to win this HOH competition and also Siri is because, Cameron was the previous head of HOH, and that week was pretty much a repeat week. It didn't even count. So, of course, they view Cameron as now an option to get rid of, and also Red. So they are keeping face that the Alliance Legend 25 is still a thing, just to guise what they really want to do, which is to get rid of Cameron and to get rid of maybe in the future Red. Now, where this stands for Bowie, because Bowie is another wild card for them. Bowie, to me, she hasn't really shown what side she's taking. She doesn't really put herself into alliance making or decision making positions. So I can see how she is viewed as a wild card, but she hasn't even made an episode per se for me to be bothered by her. Okay. Now, who is really bothered? It is America. America is super bothered, and she talked to her boo Corey. Her and Corey have a tight alliance. They're pretty much boyfriend and girlfriend at this point. They just don't know it, but they pretty much are. So they have a little talk, a little conversation, and America is a little bit frustrated that everyone is okay with Siri running this game because it seems like Siri and Valicia are in everybody's business. They know what's going on. They seem to have control of the game, and pretty much everyone is letting them have control. So America doesn't want to go with what Siri and Valicia wants to go do. She don't want to hand them the game. So she really wants to win so they could take out the real threat, which is Siri. Corey agrees that Siri is a very strong player, but he's quite hesitant to make such a bold move too prematurely. So he wants to take his time and he kind of wants to talk America out of doing this, but America is like pushing it. She's like, if I win this HOH, it's on like Donkey Kong, okay? So while this is all going on and we are seeing, things are getting tighter, the competition is getting harsher, we do have a situation going on. For some reason, Siri tells Jared that Matt had the power, and Jared was a little bit upset that Matt did not share that he had the power to Jared. Because he feels like, okay, who's being loyal to him because no one's coming to him with the information. You only come to the information to the person that you feel like you could trust and you want to take it to the end because you plotting to the end. So Jerry feels some type of way, and Siri had to kind of really emphasize that no, he didn't tell anybody like in the alliance. He just told me. That was the focus. Me, 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 me. But I feel like Jared wants to make a name in this game, just like his mama. So he wants to prove himself. So he takes it upon himself to talk to Jag and say to Jag 5 hours before the eviction that, by the way, I have a feeling that you're gonna stay. There's a possibility that two people will get to stay. And Jack is like confused, like, how does he know this? Last time he checked, Matt said only him and Siri knows. So Jack, he is not dumb. He is not slow. Honey is quick. He's like, obviously, Siri probably told Jack about this conversation, about this whole situation. And I am like so dumbfounded because, okay, he's going to put together one and one that these two have a special relationship because they are perceived to be on opposite alliances, but clearly have more conversations than what everyone think they're having. And also, this information is super sensitive that Matt said he only trusted Siri with it. So for Siri to break this kind of promise and tell Jared, there must be a stronger connection between Siri and Jared, and Jag is on top of that. So of course, Jag, he goes and talks to Siri and lets her know about this situation, and this sets off red alarms to Siri to go check her son. Honestly, check her son immediately to be like, why did you say anything in the first place? And Jared sees that, okay, he made himself a little bit vulnerable, and he's a little bit upset at Jack, which I feel like was misdirected. He should be more upset with himself because I felt like, why did you even expose the opportunity that he could put one and one together, that you in theory have a secret alliance? Okay, you already been tipping off Blue that you have a secret alliance possibly with Miss Valicia. So understand that your girl Blue has an alliance with Jag. Those two, all they gotta do is talk about it. Now since they're solidifying their situation, they just really have to talk about what they do know about you, Jared, and put things together. Okay. So I think maybe it's going to take 1 or 2 episodes till that secret relationship is exposed. I'm just waiting on it. Okay. Of course, I'm going to be watching, but I'm waiting on it. Now, guys, let's get into this HOH competition. Now, this HOH competition, we know that Izzy wants to win. Izzy wants to win. Izzy wants to win. So the competition is pretty much a matching game. We were entertained by past couples of Big Brother into a poem, and where the poem will have a highlighted word, in which the highlighted word has to be in a selection between 3 photos, and you have to match that object to that photo. So it sounds easy, But y'all, honestly, it's not easy because you're looking at the letters A, B, and C in front of you, going from left to right, and you're also looking at the photo going from left to right, and you have to be mindful to pick the corresponding letter. So sometimes you notice that the HOH guests confuse A with C just based on the position of uh, uh, of the object in front of them. Okay, so it was a little bit difficult, a little bit tricky, not as easy as it seems. But first, how this game is set up, we do have two of the house guests who are randomly selected to go head to head first, and then if you don't get it right, you are automatically eliminated from this game. So it's kind of quick moving. We're not here all day like the 14-hour challenge that we did with Big Brother last time. We're not doing that this time, okay? We're not doing that. So the competition, pretty much how it went by, is that pretty much people were picking alliance versus other alliance to try to get out that alliance out the way, to make sure it's easier for them to at least for their safety and to possibly win. So obviously, some of the house guests start to put, pieces together, noticing what the pairings were giving, because people were noticing that people who haven't played did not get an opportunity to get eliminated immediately. Like, for example, Siri. Siri is a person that you want to get out the game immediately, especially if it's for the HOH, okay? So everyone is noticing that, particularly America. America, she is smart. She went to Brown, so she is super smart, and she noticed that. And who also noticed this is Bowie. But does this give us any significance? The only significance I'm going to give it for Bowie understanding where everyone was aligning to was the fact that this could bring her closer to Red and Cameron's alliance, okay? So, yeah, Cameron, I don't know why, but he doesn't want to really win this competition because he doesn't want it to create a bigger target on his back. However, I've been noticing that this strategy does not work at all. I feel like if you have the opportunity to win, you better win, because you can't trust anybody for your safety, especially if you don't have the numbers. So for Cameron to kind of, not play his best in this HOH competition, I feel like it's going to lead to his demise. Ultimately, we know that the crew wants either Cameron or Red out the situation. Now, y'all, let me move myself out the way. Thank you. Anyways, so at the end of this, it came down to Izzy and Jared. And I was pleasantly surprised because I'm like, wow, Izzy, this may be your moment. I mean, every time you say you're gonna win, you're gonna win, you're gonna win, I want you to see you win. But I do think that because Izzy is part of Legend 25, I think it would set off too many red alarms, red bells, red everything, red flags if she was to win, because Cameron and Red, they are still thinking under the alliance of Legend 25. Now, I do think it's ideal that Jared won, and good for him. He won this challenge, not only to get revenge for his little girlfriend Blue, but it's not as suspicious, okay? So interesting enough, cause Jared wins, he is off a high. I know Siri said don't be like Hisam, but I feel like he's getting like Hisam. He is hot with this power, okay? But luckily for them, luckily for Siri, he has the understanding that he wants to get rid of either Cameron, Red, or Bowie. Those are the three that he's looking at. Now, when he has a talk with Cameron and when he has a talk with Red, it's really a test to see who would flip on who and who will do it first, and to use it as an excuse to why I'm nominating. He needs a reason to not look like the bad guy. So when he has a conversation with Cameron, Cameron immediately, as soon as possible, quickly threw Red under the bus. Cameron has been exposed, y'all. So this gives Jared the right ammunition to go talk to Red and say, Red, I'm going to put you as a pawn pretty much, because clearly Cameron is ready to throw you off the bus, and that's supposed to be your friend. So, of course, with this news, Red is a little bit, heartbroken, because he really viewed Cameron as his buddy old pal. Remember, they came in, they were the country boys. So for Cameron to quickly write off Red, ooh, I think that's the right angle to get rid off the to not really help Cameron because they want to get rid of Cameron. So Cameron thinks he's a little cute little pawn, but really he's the plot. He's the one being set up. Okay, so really we're gonna see how this goes down. We do have a veto competition, so I'm just curious. Okay, so if someone wins the veto competition, they could keep it the same. Will they keep it the same? I know America doesn't want to keep it the same. Now, I'm wondering as a wild card, do Blue and Jag want to keep it the same? Because can we imagine, let's get an alliance now with America, Blue, Jag, Corey, and Matt. I think maybe they will have a way to sway votes to eliminate who they really want to eliminate or who they want to put up on the chopping block, okay? Because remember, Mimi and Bowie are two wild cards. Mimi, we still getting to know who she wants to target, who she wants to go after. So it could be possible that Jared may not get what he wants this eviction. Okay, because it seems like America, she's about to take charge. Okay, now if Cameron pulls himself off the block, Bowie automatically gets put into his slot, and then now we have a vote between Red and Bowie. Now I feel like people will still want to keep Red because Red, I feel like he could align himself to an alliance because he does perform in competition and people may want to have that and he will be super grateful to be saved and who will work for that alliance. I feel like this may be a bad situation for Bowie. For some reason in my heart, telling me it's gonna be Bowie, but you know how it works. Okay, we know how it works. Anything can happen. So let's stay tuned. I want to know what your guys' prediction. So Big Brother is on tonight, so we will get to see what went down, who's gonna win the veto competition, who's gonna pull themselves out, or if it's gonna stay the same. So guys, let me know what you think. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. We almost to 500 subscribers. I am so happy. We came a long way, honey. We came a long way. So I love you guys, and as always, share as much kindness as possible. Peace. Bye.